Okay folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. I had some viewer requested, subscriber requested topics. Shane McKenna of Wrestling Fans Facebook group and our buddy Michael AJ Norris both had a lot of requests, or a few requests, so we'll get to them. We'll start, I guess, with the wrestling question was Shane McKenna's. Michael AJ's is a non-wrestling question. Shane's question was, Mike, what do you think of the MIZ being put in this upcoming pay-per-view contenders match, Elimination Chamber match? The winner, I guess, gets the championship because Drew McIntyre, the defending champion, is in the match. Now, the MIZ already is the Money in the Bank briefcase holder, having claimed that by beating Otis earlier in the year, or last year, I guess, 2020. Well, so here's the thing. Two possibilities. Either the esteemed booking team or writing team over at WWE, someone didn't realize that Miz already had that Money in the Bank, and they just put him in this contenders match anyway, or this championship six-man elimination chamber. And you might be wondering, well, Mike, that's pretty stupid. But there's been a precedent for that with WWE. Didn't they put a pair of tag team champions? I want to say it was the Revival a couple of years ago. Didn't they put them in a match where the winners got a title shot at the next pay-per-view or some such thing? And the defending champions were put in that match without any type of clarification. So to give the credit, let's not give this creative writing team too much credit for not doing stupid shit that makes no sense and not knowing their elbows from their assholes, apparently. So we don't know. The other option is it could be booked in a storyline type of way, meaning that, by the way, I go to the movies and I still bring a 10-pound weight for resistance. The next thing is, I hate when people park right next to me, by the way. The next thing is, if they are smart, they'll book this thing with the Miz, like in a way that they have him, if they want to, for whatever reason, get the title on the Miz before WrestleMania, and perhaps have Drew versus the Miz, although I don't think anyone's barking down at the door to see that match for the championship. But you could do a thing where the Miz tries to cash in after getting eliminated from the Elimination Chamber. So the Miz gets eliminated from the Elimination Chamber, but then he hangs around, and say Drew and Sheamus are beating the snot out of each other, and Drew gets the pin, and everybody thinks that Drew's won and retained the title in the Elimination Chamber. But lo and fucking behold, the Miz cashes in and gets the pin on Drew and gets the championship. Or you could have, same thing I just said, Miz gets eliminated, but he's still floating around. Drew gets the pin over Sheamus or whoever the fuck. And then Miz tries to cash in, but he's a failure again. I don't think at this point that another championship run, as far as the big belt, the Bruno lineage belt, is in the Miz's future. I'm not saying that I wouldn't want that or appreciate that. I think that the ship has sailed. It's been, 10 or 11 years since the Miz had his 3 or 4 month title run in the 2010 era. And for whatever reason, he's been pushed to Intercontinental title level, tag team level with Johnny Mundo or whatever his fucking name is. And we've just learned that the WWE thinks of Miz in a certain type of way. And if you are a big Miz fan, which I think most people appreciate Miz at a certain extent, but it's not like anyone gives a fuck about him. You know what I mean? He could retire tomorrow and our lives would keep on going the same way they are now. So, that's that. Is he a hard worker? Yes. Does he show up on time? Yes. He's kind of one of these heels that's not I don't want to say he's not a real heel, but he's more like an annoying heel. He's part of the tapestry. At this point, the Miz doesn't really get anyone that upset. And when he tries to go babyface, it doesn't really work either. I think maybe the best time for Miz was when he had Maryse in his corner, but her heel work got softened by doing this reality show. Anytime you have these people on a reality show, they inherently become babyface to an extent. Although I don't know if their reality show was ever well loved or well received. I saw a few episodes and it was fine. But I think that's just the whole thing with the state of the game, the WWE sports entertainment for the longest time, is that nobody wants to be a true heel. Nobody's a true babyface. They're all just, not all, but many are all the same. And it's just a waste of our fucking time to worry about it. Now, the next question, switching gears. I'd be honest, Michael A.J. Norris has been very persistent with this question. I don't really have an answer, except Michael has experienced some trouble with Amazon, things with trying to be a seller on Amazon, getting some bad reviews that are not, according to Michael, they're not deserved bad reviews or just confusion. I don't really know. I know that I've put a lot of time into Amazon the last year or so, trying to figure it out. I do have my own novel now, folks, A Distance from Avalon, by me, Mike Messier, and I know that many of you are saying that you're buying it, but I don't see those numbers spiking yet, folks. So please, if you're saying you're buying it, then buy it. Buy it on paperback, then you have a real copy of it. Or if you like Kindle, do Kindle. Or if you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. It's a free world. But in my opinion, I don't know. I mean, I really would, I guess it's one of those things where I would like to be sympathetic to Michael's situation with Amazon. I do know that sometimes in our world, things like Facebook or before that MySpace, at one point IKEA was the biggest thing going. I mean, McDonald's is still around. So there's always these juggernauts, always these companies that are so big and so powerful, and sometimes the regular person has a complaint and they're in the right and they're getting screwed, and the company is so big that perhaps their complaint gets lost. So if anyone out there is an advocate of Amazon or works for the company, you can contact Michael A.J. Norris and say, hey, can we help you? Because he's trying to do the right thing and he's getting a little bit swerved, according to him. I don't know, Michael. I don't know what to say, buddy. I wish you well. I do know that, like I said, these big companies, sometimes customer complaints can get lost in the mix, and as a customer or a consumer or a seller, what can you do? I guess you have to go somewhere else and do your business, but it's tough because these companies do get very powerful and so on and so forth. I just went to the movies. I was the only person in the theater. I saw a movie. I guess I'll do another instant fucking movie review. Those reviews, folks, I try, but they don't get a lot of views on here. I've been watching the fucking numbers on my channel. It's interesting what you folks like, or what people in general. My As an Actor monologue got some nice hits. The table read last Saturday, going back 4 days now ago, seems longer. It's got a lot of nice views. My Ox Baker movie, one of the boys, getting a lot of views. So I hope this fucking pandemic's over soon, because I'm realizing that I've kind of gotten into a little bit of, I don't want to say a rut, but a safety net, and I know that it's worse for other people. There are things that I'm doing to be social, but I try to keep my distance, and it's tough because, you're supposed to meet with people and try to fuck some of them, if they're women especially, but then you're not supposed to do a lot of things all the time either, so it's difficult because it's like, ooh, come close, don't come close. And I feel like I'm overdue for a haircut and so forth. So I tried my best, but, what the fuck? Mike Messier YouTube channel. Subscribe, like the goddamn videos. I didn't realize I'm supposed to tell you to like the videos, because that makes a big difference accordingly, apparently. Like the videos, subscribe, share the videos. I don't know if this triple header rant accomplished any fucking thing, to be honest. It was kind of a potpourri of stuff. Viewer requests, the fucking instant movie review. I didn't actually do the instant movie review. I just told you I went to the movies. So there you fucking have it. MikeMessier.com, Mike Messier YouTube channel. Hope you gentlemen are happy.